everybody. This is Texas Teacher Diva, and today I'm bringing you a page from my diary to talk about making lemonade in ACPville. And what ACP means is Alternative Certification Program. That is the route that I chose here in the state of Texas to get my teacher credentials. Okay, and basically, what I'm going to do is walk you through the beginning phase of the program and then share with you my uh, emo- emotional roller coaster of a ride week and what happened, and share with you a few tips for success. Okay, so let's go. Um, I chose ACP route to teacher certification because I had already had my bachelor's degree in business, and I also had a master's degree in education. So I wanted to use my degrees that I had already, and the ACP, um, in order to get in, um, you had to have a bachelor's degree. So I had that, so I was like, well, let's give it a try. So once they checked all of my previous educational history and my work history, I got approved to get in. So that's the first part. So then the next part of it is to actually get into your coursework and then also get approved to take your content area exam. So my coursework started immediately. Each one of the courses were typically 5 to 6 weeks in each class. And so I took it all online because at that point I was working crazy hours and I really couldn't afford to like take off from work or request a certain schedule because I had to go to a physical place for school, and so I just couldn't do that. So online was best for me, and I still learned a lot in it. I mean, the courses, they walk you through setting up your classroom environment for English language learners, how to differentiate your lessons, how to create a lesson plan, how to go through the curriculum and actually plan your lessons. And so all of that was really good information for me. And I had never gone through anything like this. So this was really good. Um, you also had to make videos of you teaching one of your lessons through a mock class. So all of my lessons were centered around ELA or business because my background was in business, but I have a real passion for English. So um, I was like, yeah, let me find out what this is like to be able to create lesson plans or, depending on, I didn't know which one I would get a job in first. So I was like, I planned for both. So the next part after you've passed your content area exam, then you're ready to go for your field experience. There are about 30 hours you have to get in field observation experience, and then um, what I learned was that each school district has a certain time that you can observe, and you had to actually apply. So you go through the application process to actually come into the school and observe. So once all of those three things are in place and they're completed, then you are to request your statement of eligibility. And what this tells principals and district recruiters is that you are highly qualified to teach the subject that's on that paper. So whether it's, for me, it would be business. Um, and then after that point, you are able to go to job fairs, you're able to go online to the different districts and apply for positions to secure your teaching job. Okay, so that's all the first phase. Um, so going through my roller coaster ride. So we're going to start up at the top, obviously. Um, and so that would have been on Monday. So after a series of interviews with different schools, I was on top of the world, literally, because last summer I had taken my content area exam, had everything in place, and I didn't have that many requests to come in and interview because there's not a whole lot of opportunity for teaching business all the time. So this summer seems to have been that hot time, and so I was like getting calls to interview right and left, and so I was going to each and every one of them because, like I said, last year that wasn't a possibility. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna go if it's not, you know, in an area that, as long as it met my criteria. And then some of them I just went to anyway, just to kind of see what the environment was like, because I'm like, you don't know unless you go there and you find out. So it doesn't hurt anybody to interview. So I go to the interviews, and so on Monday I receive a call to offer me the position. I almost lost my breath because I was like, whoa. I knew that it was coming because all that weekend I had told my husband, I was like, you know what? Okay, so I'm just going to put together the things that I need for the first week of school, as far as getting to know you activities and things like that, teaching them my routines and expectations, getting all that in place. And I said, because in any classroom I go in, that's going to be the standard. I mean, that's not going to change depending on what grade level or what subject I teach. So that's cool. So I had all that in place, and I said, I just have a feeling that I'm going to have several offers to have to decide between, and I'm going to need you. So I don't know when I'm going to get them, but I just know that they're coming. And usually when I get feelings like that, I'm not far off because I don't get them often. So I was like, hey, I'm going with my gut feeling. I'm getting something. I don't know what it is, but it's coming. So Monday morning, bright and early, 9-ish, I don't know, 9:30, she called and she was like, I would like to offer you the position to teach business at our high school. And basically it was going to be between 10th graders and 12th graders. And I was like, awesome. Yes, I accept. And so I was like, this is what I've been praying for. This is what I have been working so hard for, and it is here. And yes, I accept. I don't need you to ask nobody else. Yes, I accept. And so she walked me through, the next steps. The principal would need to actually officially offer me the position, and then HR would begin their process and things like that. But she was like, don't worry, you have the job. Congratulations. And I was like, thank you. And, it just was like, okay, this is awesome. This is going to be great. I'm getting this news, right upon the new month. And I was like, going into the month as a new teacher, that was the greatest feeling in the world. So I was like, I thanked her, and then I immediately went and told my husband and my mom and my brother, and I was like, yes, it is happening, so get ready. And so basically, I'm just excited. Okay, I don't know what to do first. And so I was like, something just told me, it's like, okay, just check one more time to make sure that all your paperwork is in line. So in case, there's something that my program needed from my new principal, I'll be able to ask him when he offers me the position later that day. So I'd be already in line for that. So I was like, okay, cool. I go on to my program account, and my statement of eligibility is not there. Panic mode 5,000. And I'm like, what do I do? So immediately I contact my program and I'm like, hey, um, my statement of eligibility is no longer there and I've just accepted a position. So can you help me and find out what's going on? So basically, what happened is that the business exam that I took last summer was coming up on expiring in this month of August. So they expired my statement of eligibility and are now requesting that I take the new business and finance exam before I can request another statement of eligibility. Yes. So in that moment, um, after asking all the questions that I thought I could ask, I went through a boatload of emotions. I mean, ranging from rage to just sadness to like, what am I gonna feeling hopeless? You know, like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna tell this principal that just called me and said, okay, and she was the assistant principal, but I'm like, how am I going to call them and tell them that now I can't take it because of my exam? So, I was like, let me contact a couple other people. So I called the Texas Education Agency to find out what was happening. Spoke with someone there, and they were like, you just really got caught in the middle. And unfortunately, there's nothing that you could have done differently about it. You just got caught in the middle. So I'm here to help people not get caught in the middle next time or during their process in the program. Um, because needless to say, I had to um, be a big girl because in that moment I was like, typically I would call my daddy and I would be like, okay, are there any things that I'm leaving out that I could maybe, call someone else and find out, okay, well, is there something else that I could do? So last year my dad passed away, and so he is my angel now. And so basically my angel told me there's nothing else you can do. Get your big girl pants on and give the school a call, let them know what's happening. Um, because I had accepted the offer and everything, filled out my first paperwork, and things came to a real big head like on Wednesday, coming to the realization that no, there was nothing else that I could do. So, once I calmed down, I usually, you know, try to get motivated or find something to encourage me. And so what does that for me is either watching my episodes of Mary Mary or watching the movie War Room. And I watched War Room because I hadn't seen it in a while because of all of the teacher videos I have been watching lately. So I was like, this is a good time to dust the cobwebs off and watch it again and pick myself back up and move forward. So fast forwarding to now, I went back with my original plan for this summer, and that is to conquer the core subjects, grades 4 through 8 area, the content area exam, and move forward with applying for jobs in that. So later this month, I should be able to get clearance to take that exam, or at least take the parts that I didn't pass. And then I should have my scores hopefully at the beginning hopefully if I could take the exam at the beginning of September, then I should have my scores relatively about the same time, and I could start applying for core subject positions. So um, thank God that I did go to some of those job fairs, because the people that I spoke with there, for whatever reason, at that time, they told me to stay in contact no matter what happened, and to let them know, because I had already told them that, I was planning to retake the the core subject exam. And so quite a few of them was like, once you do take it again and you pass it, give me a call, let me know, say, hey, just kind of let them know, hey, I took it and I passed it. And so just trying to call to see what positions are out there now. And so I at least have that to fall back on. And I'm also a substitute teacher in a couple of the districts here. And so I'm not all the way, I didn't get what I thought that I was going to be getting, but I just believe that there's something greater for me as my first year classroom. So whatever that is at this point, I'm just letting the past go and moving forward, making it happen. Because I didn't work this hard all this time to just get a little bump in the road and to make me stop it all. So I'm just encouraging other people out there who are thinking about going through an ACP route to their teacher certification, or maybe you're going through a program like that already. So I want to offer a few quick tips. Okay, so the first one is to seek a mentor. Find a mentor, whether that is someone who has gone through the program that you're in, or someone at your program who you can reach out to in case you have questions or if you have problems. Number two is, as you transition between the steps, you want to think ahead to the next step to find out what are the requirements there, what is it going to take. Because like I stated earlier, with the field experience, schools don't let you come in all the time to observe. So you need to find out how those dates are going to be in line with when you're able to complete that portion of it. Okay, so as you transition from each step, just think ahead the next couple of steps to see what's going to be happening. Are there any time frame restrictions, things that you should know about? And then contact your mentor and find out, say, hey, these are the next couple steps for me. Are there any certain things that I need to find out about it? Or, just ask questions. There's You can't ask too many questions, and if they feel like you're asking too many questions, find another mentor. Number three, you want to find out how long your statement of eligibility is valid. You want to find out how long your scores from your content area exam are valid, and possibly how much time do you have between getting your statement of eligibility and you getting your first teaching position. How much time do you have in between there to accomplish that, to continue moving forward in your program? Um, and then step number four is to network. You cannot network enough. So you want to network with people in your classes. You want to network with people at the job fairs that you attend. Try to go to as many of the schools at that job fair and just get cards or information from recruiters or the staff that's attending there. Just get to know them, and may want to ask them, is it okay for me to keep in contact with you? What is the best way for me to keep in contact with you at a later date? So those are all things, and then get to know those other aspiring teachers at the career fair with you, so that way you're building your network in case you come to a bump in the road. Somebody might can help you with creating a plan to move forward. So you never know who you might be able to learn something from. Okay, and my final thought for you today is that be encouraged, keep moving forward, make it happen, because as teachers, we have to learn how to move past the mistakes or move past any circumstances. Don't let it stand in your way. Keep moving forward. Um, I mean, if you pray about it, your answer will come. It may not come when we want it, but it will be there at the correct time that it's meant to be there. So, what's meant to be will be. Okay. So, um, oh, bonus tip for aspiring teachers. Think about possibly going into a district and being a substitute teacher or being a mentor to kids, because I do see some of the school districts, they ask for mentors. So those are a couple different options that you can get into schools and possibly find out what positions may be coming available that could possibly help you in your future. It definitely did help me. So if you've made it to this point in the video, I appreciate you for watching. If you know someone who can use this information, please pass it on to them. If you have questions, or if someone you know may have questions, feel free to link them down below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you'll know about my next video. So until next time, enjoy the rest of your day and be well. Ciao.